Good afternoon and welcome to the Roommates Podcast, the podcast of all three of us roommates that live in the same home. And we talk about random discussions, anything that comes to our mind. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope you're having a good one. How's everybody doing here today? You all feeling good?
Yep.
Feeling good. We got a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Recent things has been my Twitter war. And I do want to go into that because I'm so blown away by some of the things that have been said. And it's just I cannot comprehend what people are saying. And you guys know because we've all discussed it off air, and it's been pretty much the same thing where you pay for a service. You don't get to decide what.
Well, first you need to say what happened in the tweet. Like, what is this? Yeah. What's the Twitter war about before you?
I'm getting there. I'm just finishing up my fade out on the music, and I can get my show notes up. So with the whole Twitter war, basically, for the game of Grand Theft Auto 5, there's a mod called LSPDFR, and it's very prominent on my YouTube channel. Well, I finally took the plunge and I paid somebody to work on my PC with AnyDesk. It's a program that, it's like a remote program, kind of like TeamViewer. And in 2 hours, I paid him $60 because that's what he charges. And it took him like 2 hours. He completely reinstalled everything on a fresh copy of GTA 5. Every mod you can think of, anything I needed. And the end result was I had a full working version of the game. It doesn't crash. It just plain works. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a plug because I know there's other people out there that are like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't have time to learn how to do this. I just want to play the game. So that's where the service is. And he charges $60 for it. Well, I put a plug out there. And of course, people lost their minds about it. And there was a Twitter account, LSPDFR fans, and they decided to drag him. Shout out. They decided to drag him publicly, saying he was a scam artist and all these horrible things. And I stood up for him, and the community pretty much stood up as well. And it was fun, but it lasted about 2 days. I think the dust is settling today. I'm not feeding into it anymore. But basically, they're upset because he's charging for it, and they're saying it's a scam.
No, it's not a scam. Like, he's offering a service. You don't have to use them. Yeah, the mods are free. Like, the arguments are like, but everything's free. Yeah. Like, that's how it works in the open source world with software. The software is free, but if you want support and you want someone to help you, you pay for their time. They're an expert.
You've got to be entitled to think that somebody is going to spend their free time helping you install all that. And I can tell you, I've done it so many times. It takes... You've seen it, a day. Mm-hmm. I'll spend like a whole day in there trying to get stuff all working and everything. And he was doing advanced modding stuff right in front of me. And he teaches you how to do it. He explains everything he's doing. If you have any questions, I vouched for the guy. And heaven forbid I did that, because I think that it really is people just being jealous that they didn't come up with it first. They were like, well, I do this for free. That's great. Out of the kindness of your heart. But some people value their time, and I have no problem paying for that.
That's what I told Jeff. I was like, any kind of stuff like that where people get mad about what other people make, it like money-wise, I can't deal with. Because I've been a hairdresser for almost 10 years now, and people have done that to me over and over. I'm very good and very experienced now at what I do, but people would come to me and be like, well, so-and-so only charges me this much. I'm like, then go to them. And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, you put a price on how valuable your time is, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people making money for a service that they're providing themselves rather than through another business or middleman.
Well, their whole argument is, a lot of the argument is that it's a free mod. Why would you charge for service on a free mod just in drag and drop some install files? Because it's way more to that. And it's basically down to, no one's putting a gun to somebody's head saying you have to use this only method. Like, yeah. It's unbelievable. But I've been getting shit on for it. He got shit on for it. It was a nasty little Twitter war. If people saw it. But speaking of Twitter, we do have a Twitter account. The Roommates Podcast does.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We got one set up.
Finally. It is at Roommates Cast. So it's just Roommates Cast.
Yep.
So we're all in casts.
So, well, I didn't realize there was a length limit. So podcast didn't fit, and I didn't want to be Roommates Pod because that's just weird.
Yeah.
So it was like, we're casting, and it's kind of like a broadcast term. So Roommates Cast. It made sense to me. That's what we got.
Whatever, it works, Dubes.
Yeah.
I accept it.
I accept it too. And if you guys want to check it out, Roommates Cast on Twitter. I'm sure you'll see our 3 stupid heads on there, and you'll be like, hey, I know that.
Yep.
But you'll be able to be up to date on what we're doing. I don't know what your plans are. What are your plans for the Twitter account?
Mainly to announce just stuff with the show going live when VODs are out. Maybe little anecdotes if we want to ask questions to the community. I'm also open to if people see something they think that we would maybe want to talk about, they can, add us on there and we can check it out. So it's just general purpose Twitter. But I am testing some automation with it. So it should have auto-tweeted out that we went live. I don't know if that worked. I'm going to check it and see if it did. If not, I'm going to be tweaking with that because I'm that kind of nerd. I like stuff to just do things on its own. And yeah, I'll be checking that out.
Well, and we've also been talking about how we're going to get the podcast out to different avenues. Currently right now, the main avenue is clearly YouTube, but we want to get it to like a host such as Anchor, so we get an RSS feed. Then that can go out to Spotify or iTunes or something.
Yes. So I did reach out on my personal Twitter asking people like, hey, anyone have experience with podcast hosts? I didn't phrase it like that, but that's essentially what I did. And Anchor was brought up quite a bit. I checked them out. So we might be moving forward with them. I'm still going to compare it against another service or two just because I would like to find a good home. But yeah, we'll definitely have something figured out before the next episode.
Now we're going to Palm Beach this week. When are we going to miss Monday? I'd have to look at the calendar again, but if we do, we're going to be in Palm Beach. And then if that is the case, then the podcast would follow on Tuesday.
We come back on Monday, so it would be like when we went to the Keys. We'd just have to come back. It's only a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So
we're going to walk in the door.
We could be back by 3, no problem, Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything should be good to go there, but we'll have stories from that, I'm sure. Actually, today is a cool thing because your sleep mask comes in today.
Oh,
and
thank God.
it's not a normal sleep mask. It's a lucid dreaming sleep mask by, I believe, the company Remy. And what it does is it emits a red light while you're sleeping in REM to where you can have a dream signal and go, oh, I'm dreaming. Because if you know that you're dreaming, then you're a lucid dreamer. Then that's basically what I am. I'm a lucid dreamer and Nicole is not.
No, I can't control my dreams. And the problem with that is I have a great deal of nightmares. So, Jeff's like, if you can control what you do in your dreams, then
you're
no
free.
more nightmares.
You don't have nightmares anymore.
Yes.
But nightmares, I was really avoiding last night because we were watching a new Amazon original that was put out. I forget what it was. It was something this evening. It was like extraordinary, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The seating.
The experience or...
Yeah, so it was basically people that have been, or abductees, so people have been abducted by aliens and aboard UFO craft and all that. And it was a really, really well done documentary of just sitting down with them and hearing about what they had to say. And a lot of that was coming through the regression therapy, which is... it's
being hypnotized.
It's being hypnotized, and then you're regressing all that. And man, it was pretty crazy. I don't know what Dave thought because Dave had to hide his eyes like a bunch of times for all the medical stuff, but you kind of left after a while. What was your take on it?
The whole alien thing, I don't know. I'm skeptical on it. I don't buy into a lot of it just because I don't know. Like, just I
after hearing those testimonials of them or their stories, you don't even have any inclination that could be truth?
No, just 'cause, the thing is, I'm just skeptical of any produced stuff.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where it's like, how do I know this is true? How do I know this isn't scripted? How do I know this isn't actors? It's just difficult for me to wrap my head around that, just because doing video production, it's so easy to script a narrative and put it out there, and people, you do it right. I mean, I'm not saying, again, I don't know. I'm not saying that, it's 100% fake. These people maybe experienced that. Maybe they believe they experienced it. I just am not sold on it. And I'm not, like, there's a lot of unexplained things in this world. I just haven't really hit the point where I'm accepting of that.
I personally do believe their stories, and I think that's amazing for them to come forward. That's got to be the most difficult thing ever, because we live in a society that says that's absolutely taboo. No. And like they said, they've lost relationships over it, family, all of that stuff. And I'm a firm believer in the unknown, and I really, really enjoyed it because it put a human aspect to that, rather than reading it in a book or an article online or something. And imagine if you were in their shoes, what would you even do? Like they said, I went years without saying anything to anybody because they're afraid of the repercussions from it. And basically, to move on along with this, if you're not going to take the time to watch it, it's basically about hybridization of them being taken and being given a fetus, and then they carry it, and then it's removed from them, and then they have a miscarriage afterwards. And this happens back and forth, which was really cool because there was a lesbian couple, and she was pregnant, and her partner did not believe her that she didn't sleep with a man. And she was just like, that's the kind of skeptical stuff that they have to deal with. But then it's a really good documentary, and I found it interesting for sure.
Okay, and just to clear up any possible confusion, so when you say they become pregnant, you're for those that haven't seen it, it's the aliens are abducting people
inseminating
them with
correct
hybrids.
Yeah, and there's a lot more to it. I don't want to spoil it all if you want to check it out.
I just realized that the word inseminate has the word semen in it.
Yes, that's why they say that word.
Oh my God.
But it was cool. I'm huge into that kind of stuff. There isn't anything that I won't read and touch on. I find the unknown the most amazing thing to
well,
read.
The thing is, like last night, you said you stayed up
till 5 in the morning.
5 because he was scared of that, and I get scared easily, but for some reason, alien stuff. Like I told Jeff this morning, I was like, they're gonna get you if you're asleep or awake. I don't think it's gonna make any difference.
It's true.
To me, if aliens are doing that, there's nothing I can do to stop it. So why am I gonna sit around and worry about it? There's literally nothing I can do.
Well,
yeah.
I've had encounters of seeing UFOs, and I've dealt with like OBE experiences and seeing gray aliens out the front of in the front lawn of a house I was staying in. So I have a different feeling about that stuff, and it scares me to my core. So I'm like, I don't want to even project this into the universe, so it even is an entertaining thought. But if there are any 4 foot or 6 foot grays or reptilians listening, Dave has not experienced that yet. So maybe go say hi to Dave.
I'm on the ground level next to the bathroom. You won't miss me.
They have a quick entry in right there. But it was interesting. But moving with the space stuff, we have an article that we were reading about a black hole.
Kind of. So, Nicole, do you want to head it up? You found the article.
I know, but it's been a little while since I've read it.
So, with the article, it's discussing the potential 9th planet, or is what they were referring to as possibly the 9th planet. Where
we already have a 10th planet, Planet X.
No.
Nibiru.
No, that is not widely recognized.
Should be.
So with the 9th planet, there's all this stuff going on about it, and there's a new theory that it could possibly be a black hole, which is explaining some very weird orbital patterns that have been observed in our solar system. So
Right. Yeah, we've always known that we've had a really weird orbit with the outer planets, and Pluto, not a planet anymore, but has that wobble to it. So they do think there's something right outside affecting it.
Well, they've always known there was something there, but I think for a long time they thought it was just a Goliath planet that was creating enough of whatever a force there. But now enough time has passed, they can see where the planets over like billions of years have moved, and now they're lining up, like they all cross, their orbital path all crosses at like the exact same point.
Planet X.
Not
Planet of
not the
crossing.
exact same point, but
in the
scientifically close enough that they're like, okay, something is
in the same track.
Yes. So they're like, something is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's our sun's dark twin, and it's got a whole lot of shit with it.
You're going down a whole different rabbit hole. You've told me about this stuff before.
It's not a rabbit hole. It's
Jeff
it's
watches
a very
one alien documentary and his brain is
Well, no, I'm not.
It's not
okay,
true
so
at all.
I'm not saying it's a. I'm saying I know what you're talking about, and that's not what the article's talking about. So
Okay.
it's they're basically like and this is still a very fresh theory that there could be a black hole a little bit outside our solar system, and it's causing some weird orbital anomalies that they thought was triggered by a what is it, Goliath planet.
Yeah, well, and they still haven't figured out exactly what it is. They're just saying now they're throwing a black hole into one of the options. Like
Yes.
it could be. Like they said if there were a black hole about the size of a baseball, that could explain why the planets
Yeah.
are moving the way that they are.
Because I said, if there is one, it is a very, very young black hole, like probably the youngest one that will ever have been observed by us.
Yeah,
because of
it's
how
the
close
size
it is.
of a baseball. It's insane. Imagine the disturbance that would cause compared to a larger one.
Well, and they said that a black hole, like the size of a baseball, it would have the combined mass of like 5 or 6 Earths. So that is how much mass it takes to even achieve baseball size on a black hole.
Oops.
Can somebody go into I really want to know what happens when you go into a black hole.
You die.
What's in there?
Matthew McConaughey
You don't
went
know
into it
that
and
you
was
die,
fine.
you just know that you don't come back here.
Yeah, you don't know.
I mean, okay, so it is pulling you down and crushing you. Your molecules might not get destroyed. You might, go visit. They might shoot you out with Matthew McConaughey. Great.
Yep.
You're not going to be alive. That's like going to the bottom of the ocean outside of a submarine.
we don't
You're gonna
know.
Get crushed.
But you don't know because you haven't been through one.
It's pure gravity.
It doesn't matter. You don't know.
That's what a black hole is. It's just gravity.
Pure gravity.
Why?
It's a collapsed star.
I'm gonna have to start studying astronomy. I can't handle this.
It's when a star implodes and collapses, the gravitational forces start drawing inward, and it basically creates a endless suction. As it pulls in more mass, it expands, which creates the gravitational pull. So they just, as they eat, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, just taking in everything around them.
So it's not really a hole,
No,
like a hole in the universe.
they call it a hole because the gravity is so intense that it's the only thing we've observed where it absorbs light 100%.
Goes like this and it goes like that.
I thought we've never seen a black hole.
No, we have. They've successfully taken the first photo of one.
Oh.
But we know they call them black holes because when we take space photos, it's a hole in the photo. Like there's zero light where it is. It's eating all the light. That's why they call it a hole.
Dude, if
It's
something
light
like
eaters.
that is proven to exist in our universe,
It is.
like that is amazing.
Yeah.
There are aliens out there for real. There's all kinds of shit out there. I'm scared. I don't know. Space is scary. Ugh.
Moving along.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the thing you guys wanted to talk about, which was the asteroids may have caused an ancient ice age.
Yes. So I was reading that article. I read both articles today, and it was suggesting that the time frames of the ice age and a massive meteor collision that they somehow know about. I didn't really. There was
Which
citations
one?
and
Yeah.
linkings to some stuff, but
Yeah, it said about 466 million years ago is when they've estimated, and that's just because of, I guess, particles that they found. It happened between Mars and Jupiter, so particles, I guess, have been remaining there 466 million years, enough for them to come to this.
Yeah.
Space dust.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the theory is that these two massive objects collided, and it released a ton of space dust just around. And as the Earth was orbiting, basically it clouded almost the entire solar system. There was enough dust that there was just a constant cloud for about, 2 million years or something, a very long time.
Yeah.
And they said that this would have been a slower, gradual ice age kind of event, where they believe that it froze most of the oceans. They have found, I guess, space dust in in the bottom of the ocean, and or in what used to be seabeds. They have found evidence of space dust.
Yeah.
So there's space dust in places that doesn't make sense. But it's one of those things where it's like, I had trouble understanding what they even meant, because I was like, well, if it collided out there, was there just like dust everywhere and the Earth is sitting there spinning around in the dust, and then eventually it cleared, and then that's why things got better? Or did like the Earth fly by and it went in the atmosphere? Because it's like, if dust enters the atmosphere, it's eventually going to settle. It wouldn't be that bad for that long.
It must have blocked out the sun.
Like it would have had to have been, the dust would have had to have been in space more than the atmosphere, because dust settles fairly quickly. Like it wouldn't hang for that long. So
yeah, but it wasn't dust that just covered our planet. It was dust that covered our entire solar system. It was enough dust that the entire cloud was over our entire solar system.
That also really makes me wonder with this theory is, okay, for these two, I mean, they got to be massive objects.
Probably planets.
They were.
It sounds like a planet
asteroids,
exploding.
but
Yeah, we're talking potential dwarf planet size, whatever. They smash into each other. They would have had to have been going so absurdly fast and at a direct impact angle to basically pulverize themselves into that much dust.
Yeah.
That's just where it's like, I mean, it's a theory. They're speculating mostly. They're just like, well, we found this. They even say that like the dates kind of line up. That's why we think this could happen. It's just one of those things that it's like,
well,
how would you get that much dust? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You take two rocks and throw them at each other. They're going to crumble, but they're not going to create dust.
Well, what is
like
it?
That.
The Earth, our planet alone, into our atmosphere, we absorb like 400 million tons of space. It's extraterrestrial materials
A year. Yeah.
So, I mean, combined with any extra, I mean, it could just be, I mean, not that just that dust alone is causing. Anyway, the theory of this isn't just about whether that happened, it's whether that created the Ice Age, because after the Ice Age was when a whole, in like billions, probably millions, I can't remember, but a shitload of new species came to life after the Ice Age.
Right.
Like stuff that had never existed or proof that it had existed before. So they're wondering if that is what caused the Ice Age, because there was a collision and there was also more life on Earth
Just
coinciding
like
around the same time.
The Pixar movie, Ice Age.
Yeah. Yes.
Not Pixar. DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Very, very realistic.
High quality CGI in that
Imagine.
Dave knows. He's like, not Pixar.
Not Pixar. Hell no. It's DreamWorks. Get it right. My Lord. Yep, Davipedia.
Oh, yay. Windows just popped up a thing.
Wonderful.
And it's like, restart Windows 10 update? No, we do not want to restart. So if the stream crashes, it's because Windows is attempting to update.
Yes. You know what? We talked about Twitch versus Mixer last time. And Nicole actually went to the other side.
Investigative journalism.
Yep, she went over to Mixer.
I wanted to try it out, and I've only done one stream over there, and I knew it was going to be rough because I used OBS Streamlabs.
Yep, Streamlabs.
Streamlabs.
Slobs.
Yeah, I used Streamlabs, which means I had to like sign out of my Twitch and put all my transitions and all my shit over there again. I had to like reset up everything right before I streamed. I didn't realize it was going to get rid of all of my settings, but it did. So I started streaming. I knew I would probably have a malfunction or two, and thankfully Jeff came and watched and told me
Yes.
something was off. I can't remember. Oh, I was only coming in
Audio.
one ear. But
And you're on your mic
only
or your
one person wrote me in
webcam.
there, and they just came in and they go, "Man, I really love a stream where the streamer has the mic muted." And I was like, my bad.
But so far, have you been enjoying it?
Yeah, it was cool. It's the cool thing to me is that it's very instant when somebody
Oh, yeah, it's
like
crazy.
you guys said last time. It was really cool. I would miss my emotes. I'm gonna try it again
But
this week and see how I feel.
your decision to move to that was a little bit more than just that. It was to be your own thing. Just have fun and not have to worry about
I had
having
fun for sure.
anybody else asking you to play OCRP or LSPDFR or whatever. You can just play games that you want to, and people that come by and say, "Hey, what's up?" Because it's not like you're trying to get like a zillion people. You're just having fun.
Yeah, I did have fun for sure.
That's good. So she went over to Mixer.
Yep.
Well, I'll update you if I find out anything.
I'll try and figure out how to do the follow or the like or whatever it is they have over there. Because I didn't even know you did that. Just later in the day, you were like, "Yeah, I streamed." I'm like, I never got a notification. You're like,
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody, like any of my Twitch people. I didn't tell anyone I was streaming. I just did it because I was
So
like,
if
this
you
is probably
find her,
going to
you
be a
find her.
shit show.
She's hidden.
I sent a few people who asked me. I sent them the link to my Mixer, but we'll see.
That's good. I was seeing. Well, when was that? Monday, I think it was. No, I don't remember when it was. It was the end of last week, whenever they announced Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, and that was a huge moment. And you were like, "Oh, that's already been out for a while." I'm like, "No, not officially." But Rockstar finally was like, "Yeah." So it makes sense now that they had that launcher, and now we're gonna have Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. So, boop, 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 boop.
"Yep,
Dave's gaming news.
yeah, you took my big story." So, yeah, in gaming news, Red Dead Redemption 2 was officially announced on PC. Most people knew this was coming. When they put out the launcher, it had some of the older Grand Theft Autos, and they're like, "This doesn't make sense. There's no reason for them to have their own launcher. Just why would they do this unless they're going to be pushing out a new title?"
Right.
So everyone who was paying attention was like, "Red Dead's coming. It's coming." I wasn't sure it was going to happen. I was like, if it didn't happen by the end of this year, it was never going to happen because they hit about the 1 year mark anniversary of the game, and it got announced. It's happening, which is great.
Way faster than I thought it was going to. It's coming out like November 5th.
It's coming out November 5th. You can pre-order it through their launcher on October 9th. Pre-orders on other platforms start on October 23rd. If you pre-order, you get in-game bonuses like 25 gold bars, like some survival kits, other stuff like that.
So Wednesday, we can pre-order Wednesday.
Yes.
Nice.
And following within hours of that announcement was 5M came out and said that they will have Red M, which is going to be their multiplayer mod for it. They said their target is
How can
month.
they come up with that? How can they just be that confident in saying that we're going to have it a month afterwards? It seems a little early.
Well, that's kind of
Just
where
a
I
little
was
bit.
till I thought about it. So the thing
Yeah.
is, for Grand Theft Auto, they
rage.
completely rewrote the networking aspect. They are moving forward with their OneSync technology. They're not using the built-in networking stuff at all. So their stuff just hooks into the Rage engine. Red Dead Redemption 2 is built on an updated version of the Rage engine. So their hooks are already going to work. They already have the networking figured out. They should be able to, like when they say a month, I feel like internally they're going to have that thing working within a day or two, and they're just going to make sure that it's working up to where they need it, and they're giving themselves a month to make it happen.
Right.
So I know with OCRP we discussed, I'm already looking into server restructures.
Yep.
We're going to have a Red Dead server.
1,000%.
I am shooting for day one that is released, that my goal is to have our own server up day one.
There you go. And we
So-
just closed applications in OCRP and had a lot of great people apply, and it's been good. Morale in OCRP has just been really, really good, which is really nice.
So yeah, other than that, there's just a few small things. I got a buy warning. I don't normally do these. Holidays are coming up though, so I wanted to get the word out for anyone that's considering buying this for as a gift or for yourself. Do not buy a Nintendo Switch Lite. They're the controllers, the Joy-Cons that are built in that you cannot replace are breaking. And this thing came out on September 20th. Some people are reporting problems within days of use. And Nintendo is kind of skirting the issue. They're dodging it. They also, in the last day or two, filed a new trademark with the FCC for a new version of the Switch. And a lot of people think that this is going to be the fixed, corrected version the Lite should have been. And Nintendo's skirting it off, saying like, "Oh, this is for this is a development unit and all this other stuff." And a lot of people are like, "We don't think it is. We think they don't want to admit that they had a sourcing issue with the controller, that they're breaking incredibly fast, and that they're going to try and get a fixed version out as quickly and just kind of pretend it didn't happen."
Oof.
So if someone you know wants a Switch for the holidays, the Lite is $100 cheaper. It's $200 or $199. A normal Switch is $299. Just get the normal one. They've upgraded the normal one. If it's in a red box, if the box is all red, it's got an extended battery, a faster processor. So they've upgraded the Switch without announcing it. It was a secret upgrade. So the battery lasts way longer, but the Lite, just the joystick, I saw a video of it. You'll like take your hand off of it and the camera keeps the cameras will keep rotating.
Yeah.
They call it Joy-Con drift, to where the joysticks are still inputting direction when you're not using them.
Yeah.
So it's a problem.
That's a super annoying problem too. I had an Xbox controller that did that all the time.
Yeah, and imagine that, because the Switch Lite is portable only. On my Switch, the Joy-Cons slide off. I can go and buy new ones, $40, boom, got a new one, doesn't matter. On the Lite, they are embedded in the system. You cannot detach them. So your $200 system, when that happens, you got to mail it to Nintendo and have them fix it.
Ay.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
That's about as bad as like the Xbox 360's red ring of death.
This is Nintendo's red ring. Yeah.
That's well, I don't follow the Nintendo stuff anyway. So
I know. Well, and the thing is, Nintendo's always been geared towards family and a younger audience. I mean, that's not all who it's for. I'm a fanboy and I'm in my 30s, but a lot of parents trust Nintendo. They know they can buy the system for their kids. It's going to be clean, family-friendly games. They don't got to worry about what they're playing. So and also $200 for a current gen system, and they can play Fortnite on it.
right.
You buy that for your kid for the holiday, and within a week, they're going to have a busted system. So I'm just warning people, do not buy it unless Nintendo puts out a new product.
Yeah.
Or buy the regular one.
Yeah, just a regular Switch. And so is there a huge price change between those two?
$100.
Okay. So $100 to have a piece of crap?
No, it's $100 difference. So
no, I know that. I'm saying you're saving $100 to have a piece of crap. Just pay the $100 and get the good one.
yeah.
Okay.
Which you can then hook up to the TV if you want. You can swap out the controllers. You can do all sorts of stuff. Where the Lite, portable only. You can't swap out controllers. That was, I don't want to say it was. It's targeted it's for portable only, but it's the kid option.
Right.
It's for the parents that want to get their kid a system and not spend a lot of money, which is why Nintendo's handhelds have always sold incredibly well. Everyone I knew growing up had a DS. Everybody, whether they were a gamer or not, just because when their parents, they'd be like, I want an Xbox, and their parents would go to GameStop, and there'd be a DS for $100 or an Xbox for $400. They buy their kid the DS.
Yeah. I never had DS. My last Nintendo was the Nintendo 64. End of an era for me.
Yes.
I think I had a Wii,
I never fell into the Wii
but
world.
the last one I had before that was a Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a pretty
okay.
big jump. Super Nintendo to Wii. But yeah, I never fell into the Wii thing. I mean, I saw the
You were
potential
probably
it had.
older by then.
Yeah.
When the Wii came out, I was too old for it. I was like 18, 17,
Mhm.
18, but I had 5 younger siblings. So
They
that's
loved
the
it, yeah.
system my parents bought. I remember because my brother wanted an Xbox One so bad, and my parents bought a Wii, and he was so mad. He was like, this is not what I wanted. And he was like 15, 16, and
Well, I played Wii because of Dave and his brother Tommy. They both love that stuff, so they owned it. And that's whenever Tommy had the one for bowling or whatever it was and threw it right into the TV and shattered it. And I was like, I saw it, like articles of it happening, and we saw it happen at a party right in front of us live.
Yep.
You use the wrist straps. You always use the wrist straps, even on the Oculus Quest or Oculus whatever. Use the wrist straps. Don't destroy your TV.
yeah.
Nicole's been making me very nervous because she's been playing her Quest and she'll be like, oh, I'm going to play some Beat Saber. And she just puts the headset on, grabs the controllers, and starts going. And I'm like, wrist straps. And she's already got her earbuds in, can't hear me. So I'm just waiting for that day I hear something shatter from the next room.
Well, and then she moves over this way and she smashes her hand right into a pillar. And I'm like, golly.
there's not a lot of room. Like we have a lot of room, but too much furniture.
That's true.
Like, I can't have
I'm happy
space
to see
play.
you liking it, to use the Oculus Quest, because you use it a lot. A lot more than you thought. Like it's such a therapy session.
Yeah, one of my friends this morning, the friend that played with your Oculus back in St. Louis, and she decided to buy the Quest. She wrote me this morning. She said, don't update it because the newest update doesn't allow you to download your own songs onto it. And which I'm not doing anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me.
Wait, don't update the Quest or Beat Saber in general?
I think she said the Quest. She said the Quest has a new update.
Oh yeah,
But
because that would prevent it
I
from being
said-
broken into.
Yeah.
I install all the updates because I'm wanting them to push the updates for the fucking SLR app.
She wants a damn porn.
She's like, I bought this Quest so I could play Beat Saber, and now they're making it more difficult. And I was like, well, I bought this Quest so I could watch porn, and if they're gonna update that, I want that update.
It's never going to be easy. We discussed this last week.
I think it'll be easy eventually. But I know what you mean. I understand the reasons why.
Okay, so 2 more gaming news things.
Okay. We'll
And
try to stay away for it.
Then we'll
Oh my god!
So this is both of these next things are for the people who are in the PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
So PlayStation Now, Sony's game streaming service, which they boast over 800 games on the service.
I got a subscription to that a long time in 2015 just to play Twisted Metal. Remember we played Twisted Metal 3?
I thought it was it 3. I thought it was 4.
Or it was either 3 or 4, but it was one of the ones that you played. We played that, but I was like, okay, it was a trial and it was done, but it was expensive.
Yep. So that's why they're in the news. So they're claiming 800 games, which is insane because a lot of people are like, wait, even when I heard that, I was like, that can't be right. Well, it's all back catalog. They're not putting out their newest exclusives, but if you want to play older games that maybe aren't supported on your current system, best way to do it. It used to be $20 a month. They are cutting the price down to $10 a month to compete with Microsoft's Game Pass.
Damn. That's actually
Nice.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's like a Netflix. Well, Netflix is going up now, but
Yeah, I just don't play on the PS4 very much.
I don't either. We're PC gamers.
It's one of those things. If I can get a cheap trial, I might. I got my PS4. There's some older games I would love to play, so I'm gonna check it out and see if there's a few that are worth. Because
I'd play Twisted Metal 2 for sure.
At $10 a month, if I can get 3 months on it, and I can get a handful of games that I really want to play, it's a deal. Like, why would I not? So
It's true.
the other thing that was announced, which you would have assumed this already existed, but Sony is now officially supporting crossplay. So games that like Rocket League, Minecraft, other games.
Well, PlayStation's
that nature.
they are. Rocket League's already crossplay on PlayStation.
No.
What the hell's PSN every time we play?
I don't know, but
Or PlayStation Network or whatever.
They might have been in the beta for a while, but officially Sony was denying crossplay, and there were developers who came out like multiple times saying like, we have crossplay working, Sony won't let us do it. And Fortnite for example, couldn't do crossplay with Fortnite.
Fortnite.
And like, I think they were the one that said that internally they had it working 100%. Just Sony would not let them do it. Recently, though, and I think when I mean recent, I think it's been a few months now, Fortnite was the beta tester. They were the big one to be allowed to do it. And now Sony opened it up. Any developer can do crossplay. They're not shutting that down anymore. And the speculation is that Sony didn't realize that was going to be a thing, and they were running their infrastructure the way they built it with their servers, that when developers started saying, hey, we want to do this, they were like, our system can't do that. So instead of admitting like, hey, it's not designed to do this, we need time to develop it, they went through stupid PR stunts like, oh, we deny it because we want to protect the children, and we can't ban troublemakers if they're on another platform, so this is for the benefit of everyone. And they just did some dumb PR nonsense when everyone who's kind of looking at it on a technical standpoint is like, no, we think your infrastructure couldn't support it, and you just now updated it, and that's why you're saying it can be done. So, and then the developers like Rocket League and them, they were off shooting the crossplay onto other servers, right, which Sony didn't like. So that's why it's kind of opening up to others. Is I guess you're using their server network now. I don't know, but yeah. Anytime
I hear any company use protecting the children as an excuse for something, I'm automatically triggered. Like, no, I'm really getting sick of this. You know, when you're an adult and you spend your money that you worked for on a gaming system or on whatever, if you want to access adult content, whether it's violence, this isn't just a personal thing about the Quest.
Yes.
It's more than that. Is that gaming company, I feel the same way about streaming sites, Twitch and, YouTube and all of that.
Right.
Why is it companies' responsibilities to make sure that content doesn't get to your children instead of parents' responsibilities?
They're the target audience. They're always targeting the younger audience. They're always looking for that next paycheck of like, hey, we got to sway the kids to get into this, so we keep a business going. We don't want to be like, hey, gaming was cool then, bye. It moves on. People grow up. They want to target the younger kids and go, this is what we want. So they're gonna cater to them. And there's a lot of YouTube content creators that do that as well.
And also, it's the Happy Meal approach.
Yeah,
you take in whatever the name of who ran McDonald's was. I don't remember. Davidpedia time.
Ronald.
No,
it's the Happy Meal approach. Like,
no,
it's either happy or it's chicken and the egg. That's his other one. No. Your other one's chicken and the egg, whatever the hell.
No, so
I've never heard the Happy Meal approach. I'm excited.
No, I think it's new. You focus and take care. You focus on the children, and the parents will spend money. The Happy Meal approach was you put a toy in the Happy Meal, you market to kids. Kids can't spend money. Kids can't drive to McDonald's. The parents then the kid goes to the parent and goes, I want McDonald's. Now when the parent takes them to McDonald's, they're spending money on multiple people. That's a real thing.
No, I know it is. It's very true. I've seen it. I've been a part of it.
But I'm saying, like, even on
grew up in the 80s.
Even on online services. Whoa. Our power is flickering.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's been storming like crazy here. Are we still up?
I believe so.
I mean, that whole thing should be on a UPS upstairs, so it shouldn't take us down.
No, we're going through the secondary router, which is not on a UPS.
Yep.
Also, all the lights, microphones, the whole board will die.
Damn, it's not having a good time.
Uh-oh.
I'm still showing we're up, though.
Okay. Well, we got 15 more minutes left in the show.
If the stream randomly dies,
You'll know why.
Power issues.
Yeah, that's not good at all. I don't know.
We've got a lot of power going on around us right now.
Yes, we do. So much power on that thing.
So, yes, I don't remember where we were.
Happy Meal approach. Happy Meal approach.
So,
before we get into that, what is the chicken and the egg? You always go, but there's the chicken and the egg, and that's like your go-to.
That's like which thing comes first.
Right, I know.
That's with online gaming, with like the servers, when people are like, well, I don't want to go on the server if there's no people. And it's like, well, if you go on there and become that group of people, then other people will be attracted. So it's like, it takes something. If it takes something to attract you to it, you just need to become that thing, and then you'll attract the others, and you get what you want out of it. That's the chicken and the egg thing.
Okay.
But no, with the Happy Meal approach, that is no, you don't. You target on your target. If you focus on a younger audience, they will get their parents to spend their money.
Oh,
the
I know
ones
that
with
100%.
money.
Buy that merch.
That's why Hollywood, a lot of YouTubers, and these services, they make sure it appeals to the younger audience because the parents are going to be like, "What? Why are you making noise? Go be quiet somewhere."
And my issue is I'm bitter because I chose to live a childless life, and I don't want to live in a world that is catered to children.
Yes.
When I want to be nowhere near children, I want more adult things. If I had to live in this world as a child, I want the world to change with me as I become an adult and become just, grown up world.
Right.
Grown-ups get the bullshit. We get jobs, we get stress, we get like health insurance. This sucks.
So you can buy your kids video games and Happy Meals. So
But I have to say this about Happy Meals. Happy Meals have really gone downhill. They're absolute. It's either we didn't realize they were shit, but they are garbage.
McDonald's is shit.
Well, I know that, but what you actually get is such trash, and you're like, really? I remember it being kind of cool because like we would have like Hot Wheels would be involved in the 80s and 90s, and all that's gone now. It's just bullshit. More Beanie Baby trash.
in the 80s, all toys were trash. I mean, when you look at, like, if you find any older toys and you look at the quality, you're just kind of like, oh, what was that? So, I mean, in general, yeah. But I do think Happy Meal toys probably are just as garbage as ever because cutting costs.
What are they even putting in there today? I don't even know.
I know they have a deal with Nintendo because they tweet that all the time. So like with the new Pokemon games coming out, you'll be able to get Pokemon in your Happy Meals. So that's coming up in like a month.
Got to catch them all. Got to go to McDonald's 84 times.
Got to buy them all.
Got to buy them all.
Ugh.
Now, you can hear that rain. It's insane. It is like dumping outside.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad because we owned a beanbag couch, like a beanbag chair, but like 3 or 4 of them put together. And we finally put that out to the curb for them to pick up, and it was rained on all night, so I'm sure it must have weighed like 300 pounds.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain they had a claw machine to pick that up and put it in the back. I don't know I haven't seen their trucks in like a long time, so I don't even know what they have, but I can't imagine those guys, that one dude getting out in the pouring rain to pick that thing up and put it in the back of the truck. I don't think that's happening at all.
I don't know, but if he did have to do that, that sucks.
That really would suck. Mm-hmm. That's a shitty job. It is what but you know what? 99% of the time they're in the truck operating the thing, so it's okay. You have a shitty day once in a while.
Yeah.
When people put their big crap, and they hate it. They got to be like, oh no, it's Monday, the first Monday of the month. Oh, it's going to suck this morning.
I'm sure people put out stuff much worse all the time. I mean, it's probably a daily thing. I doubt they're fazed by it.
Our street puts out some weird stuff. I saw a toilet sitting out there.
I've seen a chicken and an egg outside on the ground.
I hate you. I hate you.
Well, our only thing, I feel bad. We slept in today because Jeff was up all night due to aliens.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I did track that down. So if you want to know the actual name of it, so we aren't like, oh, I don't know what's called. It's called Extraordinary the Seating. Extraordinary the Seating on Prime Video. Amazon. And you know what? That's another thing I want to bring up. This garbage of Amazon forcing you to buy movies. You can't rent certain movies now. They're like, oh, or sign up for Stars for a trials basis and all this other bullshit. It's like, give us the option to just rent it. They don't let you do that. You have to buy the damn movie. That like all the new releases, it's like buy, and then other options, buy. You can't rent it.
Well, and that's not always Amazon, though. That has to do with the studios and the agreements.
I get that, but it's bullshit.
Like, if the studio gives exclusive rights for whatever that movie is to Stars, Amazon can still sell it as a marketplace for purchase. That's a different kind of thing. But for renting, it's the rights belong to Stars.
I know, but at first it was never a problem, and now it's gotten out of hand.
Oh, it's getting very out of hand. Like, we talked about streaming services and how, like, everyone's coming out with one. I found out, what is it? Who owns The Office? Is it NBC? Universal?
I thought it was ABC.
ABC.
No, it's NBC.
No, it's NBC.
Yeah.
NBC.
They're coming
I think
out
it's
with
ABC.
their own service, I think, next year, and they're making The Office exclusive on their service.
Yeah.
That's because they can now. People will.
I'll tell you something cool.
People will pay anything to see The Office.
That is true.
I declare.
Here's something that some people don't know. You can go to NBC's website and they have all their retro old shows they used to show, and they're all on there. Like, you can go watch Miami Vice on there, and you can watch any shows that were on NBC back in the day that they don't currently run. I did not know that. And you can watch them for free.
It
For
is
now.
NBC, and I remember because when I was in high school and The Office was still on TV, me and Kayla, we had The Office nights, and we would pull it up on her laptop and watch it.
NBC.
Yeah. Dum,
Yep.
dum, dum.
The Peacock.
Yeah.
I just think it's awesome that they put everything on there now.
Speaking of The Office, don't they have a reboot release for December?
Something like that. It's
You
coming
were
up.
really excited about the Avatar movies that are coming out in the next 5 years.
Oh, dude, I'll cry if we talk about it. I have been it's been 10 years.
84 years.
It's been 10 years since the Avatar movie came out. And they just announced, of course, things change and they could potentially change, but they have released that the next 4 movies will be out in the next 5 years. So 2020 and 2021, they're putting out Avatar 2 and 3. And then we skip 22, and then 23 and 24, they have dates. If I remember, I just remember it being all 4 in the next 5 years. And then I think it's 2 years on, 1 year off, 2 years on.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. He hadn't seen the Avatar movies until we were flying to Bora Bora.
I know.
For our
We were
honeymoon?
going to Spain. And I watched it from Hartford, Connecticut to Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, I was like, you have to watch this. And we did. And
Well, I had seen like parts of it, but I had never sat down and watched
well,
it.
and of course, you only watched it on a screen that's like this
Yeah.
big, like
Of
a little
course, yeah.
4x6 inch photo frame screen.
I saw it live in person at Disney.
Okay.
So what were your thoughts on the movie, if you remember?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
I saw it in theater in 3D, which was like the only like movie that I told everyone to go see just because of the 3D. But I was blown away by like just the visuals because of how stunning it was. At the end of the day, it's just Pocahontas in space. That's all it is. It's literally the Pocahontas story.
No, it's not. They put their bodies into other bodies and are able to transform them. Okay, we can't.
No, I mean, yes.
Colors
but
of the Wind.
No, like if you look at the overarching story, there's natives, they're the outside force coming in. He goes in, he ends up falling for the one girl. They literally said they took the story of Pocahontas and put it in space. That was the premise.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's more to it, but also there are 4 more movies
the blue
coming
corn
out.
moon. That makes more sense now. They were blue.
Oh my God, I can't.
So is there more to the Pocahontas story we don't know? How are they getting 4 more movies out of
That's
this?
what I'm saying. There's got to be more to it because there's 4 more movies coming out. It feels like there's a little more.
It's probably books.
There's that joke that's how like James Cameron pitches his movies because they're like, Titanic. He's like, boat tragedy, love story, 3 hours, $1 billion. And they're like, make it. And they're like, okay. Avatar. He's like, Pocahontas in space.
I'm sure that's exactly how that board meeting went.
He just takes 2 ideas and puts them together, and then it just prints money because he knows how to make good movies.
Yeah, well,
sure.
I felt a little heartbroken while we were in St. Louis. I watched what's it called, Alita.
Oh yeah, Alita. That was good.
Alita something warrior princess.
Battle
Warrior
Angel.
Princess.
Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wendy Wu.
So we watched that and I was so pumped. I'm like, yeah, part 2's got to be coming out soon. This is going to be amazing. I looked it up and they were like, no, it hasn't been approved for a part 2. I was
Which
like,
is crazy because they ended it as if it needed a sequel.
So
they want a sequel.
Yeah.
it has to do
has
with
to
how
be
much it
greenlit.
makes.
That makes sense.
The first
good.
one apparently didn't bring in enough profit for them to decide that it's okay for
Alita Battle Angel.
so good.
It was really good.
But
I
it was
liked
very expensive to make. So
That's true.
they're anyway, I wish they would make a part 2 of that, but maybe in 10 years.
So I didn't see it, and I don't know the statistics on it. Sometimes what will save a movie is the international release.
That's what they
So-
said they were hoping for, but it already released internationally
Oh.
and did not do enough to revive it.
might not happen then.
Which sucks because it's really good.
That's the problem is it's business. So it's not, I mean, I understand that's what it is. It's the same in gaming. Like at the end of the day, it's about, it's the top level. It's about money. It's a business. Or like, if we're not making the kind of money we're expecting, we're not going to make products. I just wish one of these studios would finally go, maybe we don't need to make $150 million profit. We can settle on $90 million profit and actually make a sequel. Like, why can't someone just step up and do that?
Right. And I understand, they're running a business and it is about profit, but yeah, it's that how much money is enough. I mean, the entertainment industry makes just stupid amounts of money. Just take a little bit of a cut and fucking help out the people who care about you and what you're doing.
Yeah, because if you make one and it doesn't perform as well as you do, okay, we'll make a second one. And if it performs the same because you have a fan base, you're still making money. Like, it confuses me. Like, the one studio that seemed to do that was the Resident Evil movies. I was confused why they kept making them. I was like, I mean, they're okay. But they made 5, 6 Resident Evil films. They just kept making them.
I love the Resident Evil films. I'm probably the fan base that kept that going.
I haven't played a Resident Evil game since PlayStation 1.
But you've seen the movies?
No. But it's not my jam.
They're so good. That's like the Underworld movies, Dave. I love those. They're absolutely terrible, but I don't know why I love them.
Whatever studio that is, they need to just buy the rights to it or something, because they apparently they're not worried about profits. They're like, well, we wrote 6 movies, so we're gonna make them. I
love that. That's what I'm saying. Keep the fans happy. Stop trying to be a billionaire. Just chill out a little bit. You're rich and you're fine. You don't need 72 houses and 38 cars.
Yes, I do. You know how expensive jet fuel is? And insurance on a G5?
Before we end up wrapping everything up today, I did want to talk about the Tesla self-summon, or what is it called? Self-summon? Summon, whatever it is. It comes to you. Mm-hmm. And that new update had come out on the Tesla car. And people are doing this now in parking lots where the car can back out of a parking space, manage traffic, and drive up to the person. Now, one of the videos I did see, it actually blew straight through a stop sign. So the optical system doesn't know what a stop sign is, which is kind of scary. But it went through. It did its job. It backed up. It went down and around. But you can just go on YouTube and watch a bunch of people, and they all look like idiots, just walking in their neighborhoods and their cars just driving around like remote controls. What a time to be alive.
It's going to be interesting. And those videos...
I want a Tesla, though. I want one. One day I will own one.
They're actually not... if you don't get a Model S or the X or whatever, if you get the 3, they can be not that bad. I mean, yeah, they're 35,000, 40,000. Mm-hmm. But compared to an S or an X, those are over 100,000 or around 100,000.
Right.
So they've brought them down to a reasonable price. That's because of the
battery. The battery, the size of the battery. You're paying so much money for those batteries. They're stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see it. Now when we go out and about, you see so many of those superchargers everywhere, charging stations for Tesla, and it's awesome. It's I think we touched on that last time, but the self-summoning is pretty incredible. And there's people that are idiots and go, I'm just going to do this at the most busiest Walmart place ever, or gym. We watch a guy he had to tell you 20 times he was going to the gym. We're like, we get it, man. You're going to the gym. Cool.
It's I just work out and trade stocks.
Yeah.
Got that Tesla money.
Yep. And watching some of these, and then the reactions of the people in the parking lot, they just see a car with nobody in it driving around. They're like, what the hell is this?
That's the best part of those videos. Because the person summoning it is just standing back filming, and everyone's freaking out, staring at it. Why is this car moving? They don't know what to do.
I know.
It's crazy.
It is. But yeah, one day I'll own a Tesla. I want one. I think they're awesome. That will wrap things up for this Monday. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your rest of your week. Well, actually, we're going to Palm Beach. We'll be back just in time for the podcast next week. We'll see you then. Go follow us on Twitter.
Yep.
Go follow us
Roommates
on
Pod. Or Roommates Cast.
Roommates Cast.
Not Roommates Pod. Roommates Cast. We'll see you guys. Take care.
I fell for fool. did I